Data is the foundation for any research, for any science. Accurate data, accurate information to help guide especially farmers in what they can grow or raise to make a livelihood, and they need information which is scientifically validated.
I've worked for a long time in agricultural research for development and have seen many projects invest in surveys and data collection using paper, much of which never saw the light of day.
What we had to do in MAD 1 was, first of all, a desktop study. We had to identify what app technologies or off-the-shelf technologies were out in the marketplace, and to try and understand what they did to relationships between the user groups, the farmers, the field researchers and so on.
Our goal was to get it out there in the real world, at scale, get real people using it, pulling it apart, innovating with it.
The projects in MAD 2 are using ComCare in a whole range of ways.
When I first heard that they were only going to have a year to implement ComCare, I thought it's going to be difficult. They're going to feel a bit like guinea pigs. They've got an uphill battle ahead of them, but a year is definitely enough time to get something happening.
We had some very big ideas, but we had to spend quite a bit of time kind of coming down to earth and being realistic in our approach and kind of saying, okay, let's start with 2 or 3 real key activities.
These guys, like some of the things that we were talking about at that stage.
So a year ago at the masterclass, I was kind of skeptical about whether or not this would work in the setting we're in, which is really remote in northwest Vietnam. And my concerns are dramatically reduced.
I was fully committed to implementing it as soon as possible, with the understanding that we were going to have lots of problems, and we have, but that's all part of it.
ComCare has exceeded my expectations, if only for the level of enthusiasm that people and the excitement that people do get, because they see the practical applications of this kind of streamlining of data collection, analysis, archiving, and what this tool can do for those processes.
Training before survey implementation is really important. I have to emphasize that, because all the problems that you will encounter later on is dependent on how fast or how good the training was.
Training to get ComCare off the ground is paramount. So having that in-country capacity is crucial, and the training to support them and getting them to know where to look for the answers before they come to you is also a crucial part of that.
One of the things that surprised me about training and support during MAD 2 was the diversity in how much training people needed. So some people just ran with it, which was amazing. So then on the other hand, some people need several trainings to get used to it, and I hear a lot from people that it's the second training when they really start understanding and get that wow moment.
It's a fabulous idea. It's going to work really well for certification.
Yeah, I think after 12 months now, myself and Charisse, who have done a lot of the design of the surveys, we still need ongoing support because you get comfortable with what you're doing and then try and do more and more complex things with the surveys. So it's always good to have someone that you can go to.
The findings from the MAD research series have really shown that the human element of research will be transformed with the introduction of this technology.
So the main efficiency that we've seen from the tablets has been in, I guess, the speed of getting the data, in terms of we don't have to do data entry. It's allowed us to clean the data more quickly, and it's allowed us to do checks on the data as it's coming in. So it's not, 6 weeks after the data is collected when it's getting entered. We can actually do it on the day or the next day. We can follow up and say, this isn't making sense. They're probably still close to the household. Can you go back and follow up or recheck the data?
But talking about an unexpected outcome, it's been intriguing to me to see how having a common digital data platform between quite disparate projects has built a bridge between those projects. You find then quite often that those people start talking about the work they're doing and find some commonalities that they never dreamed were there.
What was quite unexpected was we would deal with projects that would say, oh no, our survey is finished. We've been using this survey for 2 or 3 years. It's perfect. We know exactly what we're after. But for some reason, transferring a paper-based survey onto a tablet, onto a different interface, wow, the number of changes and the number of iterations and then the new conversations that teams have to have was mind-boggling.
What I didn't anticipate was how it is that the projects would utilise MAD in a really practical sense, but also the enthusiasm for people to adopt this kind of technology. And it really opened up the conversation about, so what are we doing as an institution? How is it that we can build our capacity both at an individual level with our staff, but also how do we manage data? How do we collect data? How do we archive data? And it has been a really wonderful catalyst for those kind of conversations with our major partner organisations.
My advice to a research considering using Comcare would be to go for it. Don't be scared. Planning is essential. Ensuring your team has the capacity to do the task and ensuring you've got the resources to do the task and the time.
If you're engaging with in-country partners, give them plenty of time to take on what's going to take place, particularly around data security and ownership. That is one thing that we've learnt through the MAD research series. It is a burning question. It's a very important question.
Just keep your ears open and be willing to listen to get advice from other people.
I see digital data collection not only enriching relationships between field researchers and farmers, I see in years to come farmers being part of data collection.
The farmers are asking, why are you doing this research? Why are you doing these surveys? What is it of benefit to us? But if we can be able to see the end result, how the data which we collect from this questionnaire is of relevance to farmers, then farmers really will partner with us. Farmers will really participate with us.
When we started this process, I guess I had a concern that people look at technologies and that these technologies will somehow wonderfully solve all of our problems, that they are a great tool. But they're just a tool, and you have to put the human resources behind it to make them work.